Hey y'all, it's Kate, and today I'm going to be doing my spring book haul. These are all the books that I've gotten since Christmas, because last time I did a book haul was December, and that was all the books that I got for Christmas. So these are all the books since then that I've either bought or somebody has given to me. The first book is Angel Fall by Susan E. This book is about angels. Clearly, I know nothing else about it, but that's all I needed to know to buy it, because I've heard that it's really fast-paced and that the romance is really good and that it is just a really good angel book, and I've kind of been in the mood for an angel book lately because I've been kind of nostalgic of the Hush Hush series, because I don't know, a lot of people don't seem to like that series, but I did. I read it in middle school though, so I mean, reading it now I probably wouldn't like it as much, but back then it was a really good series to me and I loved it, and so I don't know, I'm feeling very nostalgic of that, and so I bought this to see if it's anything like that. The next book is Finnegan of the Rock by Melina Marchetta. This is a fantasy book. I know it follows a lot of characters, so I think it's a lot of point of views maybe, but I don't know, it just sounds right up my alley because it deals with royalty and it's just my kind of fantasy basically. And when I heard about this book, I was like, okay, I gotta read it. It's right up my alley. The next book is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. All I know about this book is that the main character is a girl named Hazel and her brother Ben, and it's a fantasy world, I think, and basically there's this boy who's in a glass coffin in the middle of the forest, and he's always been there, and actually I don't know if it's a boy. Yeah, it's a boy in a glass coffin, and nobody knows why he's been there, and one day he wakes up and the coffin is empty, and I think Hazel and her brother investigate, maybe. Ever since I've heard about this book, the vibe just really speaks to me. I really like dark fantasy books, or just books with a dark vibe in general, and I also just like fantasy books, so together it's it's right for me. It's meant for me, and when I found this, I was like, yes, finally, I've been looking for it, so I'm super excited for it. The next book is The Curious Incident in the Dark of the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. I've already read this book, and I think I put a review up for it, and I really love this book. It's about a boy named Christopher who has Asperger's syndrome, which is a form of autism dealing with the social aspects of it mostly, and this book just gives an insight into how Christopher lives with his disorder and just his everyday life, and it's just fascinating to me, and I really love this book. The next book is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I've also already read this book. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't amazing. I didn't love it. I thought it was cute, but it was also kind of boy crazy for me, so I don't know, maybe I wasn't in the mood for it, but it was too boy crazy for my taste. But this book is about a girl named Belly who goes to a summer house every summer, where the summer house is owned by her mother's friend Susanna, and these two boys are there, and they're Susanna's sons Conrad and Jeremiah, and Belly has always loved Conrad, but this summer she doesn't know because there's a new boy named Camden here, and then, or not Camden, his name is Cameron, I'm sorry. There's a new boy named Cameron, and then she's kind of looking at Jeremiah for the first time, but then there's still Conrad, and she always loves Conrad. So basically, this is the summer that Belly figures out that there are other boys than Conrad, but she doesn't care. The next book is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I've heard so many good things about this book, and I did find out about it through BookTube, and I think what intrigues me the most about it is the fact that it's all these boys, and I don't know, I've just heard to not know anything about it and to just read it knowing nothing about it, so basically that's what I know, is nothing. But I'm excited to read it nonetheless. The next book that I have is Half Bad by Sally Green. I picked this book off the shelf, I'm not gonna lie, because it had deckled edges, and I'm a huge fan of deckled edges, so I picked it up and I was like, okay, what's it about? And then I read that it's about witches, and witch books are some of my favorites, so now I'm really excited to read this, and the cover is really cool, and that's basically it. Yeah, it's about witches, and I don't know any of the details other than it's about witches. The copy I have doesn't really give a summary, really. It's just, I saw the word witch and I was like, got it. The last book that I have is Eldest by Christopher Paolini. This is about dragons, and it's the second book in a series. The first book is Eragon, and Eragon is a book that I've wanted to read for a long time, and I don't have Eragon, but my mom got this for me because it was like 50 cents at the library, and of course she saw a dragon and she was like, oh yeah, this is up her alley. And my friend Mackenzie has been telling me to read Eragon for so long now, and I'm gonna do it sometime soon because I really, really love dragons and fantasy in general, and I'm pretty pumped about it. And this is a big book, so I don't know, I'm glad to have it in such good condition so that once I read the first one, I'll be able to read this one. Those are all the books that I have gotten in this spring since Christmas. So that's all for today, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!